I mean, your designs are walking on red carpets at the Emmy Awards, the Grammy Awards, Olympic Games, and you are dressing some of the most famous people in the world. When you immigrated in 2012 to the US, you had $35 in your pocket.
Yeah.
And literally 2 years later, you started winning awards. How did you get from $35 in your pocket? What's your secret?
I work days, nights. For me, I didn't have a childhood. I wanted to achieve big, and I have big dreams. In the beginning, it was for me, it was like, I didn't know better. I didn't know anything. When you dream big, you know what you have, like, you have the vision. And even if it's not coming from the first time, don't give up.
Welcome to M-powerTV, where we leave a legacy of hope through conversations that uplift, educate, and inspire. Listen to incredible stories of people who overcame challenges and barriers. Celebrate victories, learn from setbacks, and push forward together. Want to be empowered? Let's go.
Hello and welcome to M-powerTV. I'm your host, Lorna Grayling, and today in studio we have the incredible Inna Rudenko. She is one of the world's best fashion designers and in studio with us. Thank you so much for joining us, Inna.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor. I appreciate it so much, and I'm really excited for today, and I'm very honored to share my story.
Inna, you're so humble, but you literally are one of the world's best. I mean, your designs are walking on red carpets at the Emmy Awards, the Grammy Awards, Olympic Games, and you are dressing some of the most famous people in the world, right? In the USA, in the world. You're literally world-renowned. How does it feel to see your designs on these world platforms?
It's a blessing. I would say it's a blessing. I'm a very grateful person, and yes, I'm humble, but also going back to see my achievements, what I did and how I did, it's inspiring, and also I want it to be inspirational to other women too. Yeah, that's for sure. And it started from Europe. When I got my career start, I was thinking it would be just only Europe, but moving to United States, it opened up such a blessing to so many doors, and I'm grateful, yeah.
You're so humble, and you make it sound like it happened so naturally, but it really didn't, right? When you immigrated in 2012 to the US, you had $35 in your pocket.
Yeah.
And literally 2 years later, you started winning awards with your fashion and with your designs. How did you get from $35 in your pocket to 10 years, 12 years later, right? And here you are. And I mean, it is just incredible, this journey. What's your secret?
Never give up.
Never give up. I love that. Right?
And not only just never give up, but also just to really work hard. People really, work hard for your dreams, never give up. And I work days, nights. I was a single mom, and I know I wanted to give her a good example as a mom and how to be, responsible and all of that. And I was a very driven woman, and I am still a very driven woman, yes.
You absolutely are. If I look at what you're doing, and I mean, we just caught you before you're heading off to Milan and all the European fashion shows, which is phenomenal. We're going to touch on that a little bit later, because I want to know what goes into getting there and what that process looks like. But taking a few steps back, you didn't have an easy life. Besides working hard, you have overcome phenomenal obstacles in your life. I know you were pregnant at 16.
Yes.
And you were a single mom.
No, I actually married.
Okay.
That's my first marriage. I married at 15.
Okay.
I was very young. Yeah, and I was married for 10 years, and it was a beautiful journey. And I work hard since I would say 6-year-old. It's been a journey for me, that's for sure. I don't know even when to start because it's a lot.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It was such a journey. I know your dad passed away at 4 years old, and then your mom was a single mom, right? She struggled. Yeah. did watching her work so hard, do you think that's got something to do with the way that you're driven to work so hard, or where did you get this determination and this? Because I feel like working hard like you do, it is such a skill. It's not, everybody doesn't have that, right?
I would say for me it was more, I was very young when I knew that I'm kind of alone in this journey. And for me, my fate was kind of more, for me, I was very young when I find out about the fate. For me, I was 9-year-old and I could not just stand and, for me, I didn't have a childhood where, staying, pajama parties. I was just like really know that I want to get somewhere big. I wanted to achieve big, and I have a big dreams. And
I feel like God put that in your heart at like a young age.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like an inner driven strength, right?
Yeah, absolutely, because it put me on a path that it was right, I would say. It keep me going, keep me just know that I want something big and not just only for just the moments or things like that.
Yeah. And you certainly have done that, right? Oh my goodness. I know that you're an inspiration to so many fashion designers around the world, and young, fashion designers that are still studying, and you're so iconic to so many people. And I know that you give back so much also.
Yeah,
right?
I do like that.
Do you enjoy that, giving back?
It has mean a lot to me because I also inspire others, because that's what I do. It's not about what gown or I do. It's a service that I wanted to people feel and see the tears and things like that. That's what driven me, a passion to inspire and help others, not just only to feel beautiful, from here, but from inside. And me growing up with the heart as a child, I really want to do in the community more than, and I wish and I hope to grow to that point where I can do more for a community, special kids, foster kids, all of that. I know it's very close to me.
Oh wow! Yeah, we should do that. Do like a whole fashion show for less privilege. I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah, we are. I think I do pretty much at least once or twice a year for food bank or American Heart Association that I work. I do a lot of. I donate not just only my time, but also try to inspire these kids to see a brighter future, because I know how it is. Nobody was inspiring me. My mom traveled after my dad died, and I was pretty much really feel lonely in things that how can I inspire myself, what I need to do for me. So I really wanted these kids to have that fate as well.
Yeah, I love that. That's so beautiful.
Thank you.
So I know your dad was a shoe designer or a shoemaker. He was pretty successful, right?
Yes.
Do you get your talent from him, or?
I believe so. Creative part, I definitely got from him. He was working for a very famous Italy company, shoe company, but production. So he was doing custom made, and then the production was going from there. So I was really excited, and for me, hearing all these stories inspired me who I am today. Yeah,
is that why you went into fashion design, or what brought you to this place? Was it something that you always wanted, or?
So growing up, after my dad passed when I was 4, like I mentioned, but his sister was a dressmaker. So she was always making dresses for me. She was always like dressing me, and I was like, I don't like this bow here. I like this. So for me, I was already really designing and a really in creative part, kind of. That's what put the seed in me, and that's where. I mean, I started first my customers at 15, and I was like, oh, I make money, I can do that. So that's how inspired me, that's for sure.
I love it. Yeah, you can make money. Oh, I can do this. Especially at 15, right? If you can make money with something, I mean, that's a go.
Yeah, and especially when you're inspired to make money. It's just like first money, and you'd be like, And I was young, and I was like, wow, you know, I really can do, and I like it. I'm creative. I am not just only creative, but for me, what you can do from the fabric, it's a lot.
Where do you find your inspiration from? Like when you see a person and you see the fabric, and then how do you bring it together? Like what inspires you?
I would say where I travel. A lot of places I go, or I can really be inspired with my customers as well too. Their stories, I'm pretty much really like, they're, you know, when they come to me, they're very vulnerable with, you know, how they are, just made me better. They're like just to me so much into my hands, and I feel like, you know, the connection that I create with the customers, the everything around is just, it's inspiring me. It can be customers, it can be a friend, where places I travel, a lot of culture for me, it's really like you can see the history of where, you know, the fabrics come and how all of that inspire me, like how the fabrics made, and all these countries that are all how different world of the fashion, and how to I'm inspired to mold them together, and that's how come to my designs a lot.
It's incredible, because I mean I can't even draw a stick man, right? So for me to imagine designing this whole beautiful gown out of nothing, it's always extraordinary for me. I used to do a little bit of modeling, and I had a designer who, you know, would just dream up these beautiful designs, and I loved watching that process because it is just incredible to see, right?
Yeah.
So do you enjoy that process as well, like, you know, drawing it and starting and then seeing that person wear your design? I know you said when it brings tears to their eyes. I mean, that's something that's really special to you. Do you ever get stuck with a design? Like, do you ever see a person and then you got fabric and then you're stuck?
I mean, yeah, we do have that, but most of it not, because only if the customer, like if a customer come to me, I want to feel the customer. In order for me to feel, they have to be as well, you know, open. And if they don't open, I can't. I had some time when I actually had to cancel my fittings just because customer was not in, because I can get that energy. I can get that, because for me, in order to make the best, I have to feel the customer, how they feel, what they look for, what inspiration for them is the romantic style look, whatever it is, I have to catch it. I have to feel my customer, and of course, if they're in the mind of state or how they are, it's just not. I'm like, let us schedule that when you feel better.
That is so interesting. Yeah. I love that. That is interesting, right? So the energy that we carry inside us, I mean, that can literally block creativity, right?
Yes. Yeah. Creative part is very important. And for me, when customers come in and they're like, oh, I want something, but I don't know where to start. So for me, the first is like what their achievement, what they want to achieve with that, you know, what they want to hide, what they don't want to hide, what they, you know, all of that is just, I put this on count, right? And when customers come in, and for me, it's like I first sketch is always winning. I don't know why, but I feel it's like, even if I send 2-3 weeks after later, like 3 or 4 sketches, first one is always winning. I don't know what it is the magic or not, but it's like that. It's like always winning first.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I know when you came to the US, you couldn't speak English, right? How did you overcome? How did you get past that hurdle? Because it just blows my mind what you've done in such a short space of time and what you had to overcome. But how did you actually communicate with the clients?
Oh, I have funny stories. I would say my English was not good. And I've really, like some stories I have, it's just like very funny. But I was using translating. Thank God for iPhones, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I was using that. I was using sign language. I was showing. So I feel so blessed because people are really come to me, and not even me seeing no English, and they dressed gowns of $thousands to me. So it's incredible and it's a blessing. I always feel like, feeling customer is very important for me. What they're looking for, what they are really want to achieve with that gown, because some people are looking just for, sexy look, somebody a romantic look. So for me to catch their what exactly is a big deal. So they probably trusted me with that, and I'm grateful for that.
Well, I think if they watch what you're doing right now, now it's easy to trust you because you're so famous. But in the beginning, I mean, nobody knew you, right?
Yeah.
How did you get out there? Like, how did you start with the $35 and just start? Because a lot of people might look at the show now and they're like, oh my gosh, I want to, they're so inspired by you, but they don't know where to start. Like, what would your advice be?
Well, yeah, when I arrived to airport, single mom, daughter, 35, it was scary. I can really say that was scary moments for me, that I didn't know how it will be. I knew that I will work. And I work, not even, I had a job, $5 per hour, just to get through, but I always know that I stick to sewing and designing, not going, even though they could say to me, oh yeah, you get paid much more, but I was sticking to my career. No matter what, I know that it will. So that's why I say don't give up on your, dreams and everything. So I did not give up on my dream. I was working, even if it's $5 an hour. At the beginning, it was for me, it was like, I didn't know better. I didn't know anything. So for me, it was very important to be, I would say, loyal to yourself. Just loyal to you, because it's like when you are, trying too many things, you're not loyal to your dreams. So
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That is so powerful. I love it. And I think that's very wise and such good advice, because like you say, a lot of people might have this dream, but then they do something outside of the scope of their dream just to make money or whatever. But you stuck with your dream, literally, even though it was only $5 per hour. I love that.
Yeah.
While you were doing that, was that something that propelled you? Did you make any contacts in that industry, or how did you finally open your own place and get to the place that you are now, which is amazing?
Thank you. So I came in June here, and in September I opened my first shop. It was really small, okay? It was really small.
Well, it's still very cool.
So I did really working. I was really scared at the beginning, because I was like, oh my God. Somehow I ended up one day in Walmart. I was like, how is that possible? I worked 2 days for this and it's $20. How is that possible? Well, where I'm coming from, we are dressing, we're a lot more fashionable, and the quality, it's so important for us. So for me, it was more important to bring the quality and them to this customer in the United States. I really want to show them the real quality. The quality, and not just from the outside but inside, is very important, and I felt like I really wanted to bring that to United States. So I feel like that was a big for my customers, and it's word of mouth. I never do anything pretty much, and it was really fast. I got really high-end customers, and I showed them, and then it just like, as soon as you try once, you can't just you always see that quality. You always. So for me, the goal is first to bring to United States the style, the quality, so they will know what it is, the difference between where you buy or you are just custom made. And also it's easy because you're doing it out of the box. You can do anything. And they're like so scared beginning, but then they're like, they know I can do anything, you know? So they're like, right now it's just like, oh, I had this event, just do something. I just need this color. And it's amazing that they trust me with that, you know, trust me, and I'm honored because it's beautiful. It's, you know, journey that we create between a friendship, as they're already like family to me. And some of them, they're like really for so many years. It's like, oh, you did my 60 years birthday, now it's 70. It's like everything. So it's beautiful. It's very beautiful.
That's so right. And you've got some famous family, right? Family right now, your customers. Do you care to share some of the people that are using your designs?
Oh yeah, I mean, some more they're private, but I did work, and I'm sure, you know, it's a lot of people know, but Paula White, I'm dressing like right now for so many years. Mr. Porters, they're amazing. They're like family to me. They're really mentors to me, you know, since I meet them, and an amazing people that I can be grateful for. Names are like, it's just more than just name. It's a lot for me, meaning a lot of people. I would say Johnny Damon with his wife Michelle Damon. They're just so many. They're like over 10 years with me, and it's amazing. Jackie Siegel I'm dressing as well, and their family, her daughters, her sons, and it's a beautiful journey. I will say, yeah, I have a lot of a name, you know, requesting actually from Mark Anthony, his wife. They requested, and it was a little short. I was like, oh. But yes, they requested one of my dress that I went in 2015.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. So hard work does pay off, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did your journey inspire your daughter? Because now I think she's 22, but she's gone into finance, right? So she's not into the creative world like you.
No. She's really far away from what she's not as creative probably as I do, or she see me, you know, she go and sleep, mommy, good night, and wake up, and I was in the same place.
Wow.
So she don't want that for me.
Oh, shame.
She's like,
she's not going to work that hard.
No. And I think, no, she's a 23 and soon will be 24. I would say she has this mindset still of United States, you know, when they're, you know, not wanting that hard work. I get it. I mean, that's live right now. You can do so much. The dreams are just, you know, just the sky limit right now. I always tell her that. But she's very driven. That's what I give her a good example, I think, because of that.
I love that. Yeah. To dream big, right? Never settle on your dreams.
Oh, yeah. She was actually so driven. I remember she was 17 and she's like, Mom, at 22, I'll be a millionaire.
Wow.
It is beautiful. She's still working on that.
That's okay. As long as she's on her way, that's fine.
No, she 2 years ago, she come to me and she's like, Mom, I need $6 million to just build, you know, this is what I want to do for my project. I was like, wow, you know, I mean, 20-year or 21-year-old to come to you and said, you know, it's, of course, I don't have that 6 million, I wish I have, but
soon.
She's like, I'm looking for, I'm, you know, I will find, you know, sponsors and do, but she's dreaming big, and I'm grateful for that.
But I love that. I love how you inspired her mindset to be big, right? Because even if you try something big and you only get a small portion of that big, that's still better than not dreaming at all and then getting all of that nothing, right? I heard that somewhere and I thought that is so true.
Oh, we have a saying for that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, we say, who doesn't risk doesn't drink champagne at the end.
There we go. It's so true, and it's so sad because I hear a lot of people say, oh no, you know, don't dream big because you're just going to get disappointed, right? But it's not true. Yeah, you might have disappointments, but you can overcome those disappointments and you can still end up doing amazing things. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, it's definitely something when you dream big, you are, you know what you have, like, you have the vision, and even if it's not coming from the first time, don't give up. It's just another step you have to go. Just, I always say, just take another step. That means that you have more steps to go if you don't achieve yet. So
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. One more step. Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Yeah.
It's just like people are sometimes they see 2-3 obstacles or steps and they're like just giving up, and then their dreams.
Yeah, right. And then that's for sure. If you're going to give up, then you know you're not going to make it, right? Don't give up. Yeah.
Don't give up. I always say, don't give up. Yeah.
So true, so powerful. So now you're on your way to Milan, which is like incredible. I even get chills just thinking about that.
Yes.
What does it take for you to get to that space in Milan? Like, what does that process look like?
First, learning what I want to achieve from that. It took me a few years. I will say about 4 years. Then, of course, to prepare for a fashion show, it takes about 10 months.
Sure.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, it's really a lot. But
how many gowns do you take over?
Usually about between 50 and 20.
Okay.
20 first. Of course, I want to do the 50, but that will be probably a little bit more of work that I am not scared of.
Yeah.
to do more, but that'll be my next step.
And you got to fit that in between your regular work as well, right?
Yeah, in between my contracts and customers, and I have to be there for all my VIP customers that they're always required, attention, and I am trying to be for them, always being there. Yeah. So between that, I'm creating my dreams. So yeah.
So before we close, because literally we are almost out of time, any advice that you can give an aspiring fashion designer? Like if you had to give your 20-year-old self advice now, from what you've learned and what you know, what would you say to them?
I would say to a young woman just to be more believing in themselves. To fashion designer, it's a little bit different. The United States is a little bit harsh. True for me, I would say I learned a lot that, it's hard to go to school and everything and then being able to actually create, because everybody can sketch, but not everyone can just put that into the product or a gown to create. So the steps that you can create, it's only by experience coming. So don't afraid of the experience, and just slowly it will pay off. I know it's hard at beginning to see that vision or seeing that come into the life, but if you do work hard for that vision and goals and what you have, it's always there. And for me, the most important for designers, I always say, find a mentor that went through. That is the best. I always say to them first, this is not even going to a lot of a conversation. I'll just say, find a mentor, work for a designer. They know what they do, and they, unfortunately, not even like sometimes they need to do a schooling.
Yeah.
In my country, there's the most famous designers. Sometimes they don't even have college.
Amazing.
Unfortunately, but I always say for a college, but designers is more about like creative, what they can do, how they feel the fabrics, and how they can, make from just a fabric and just create an amazing, magical, unique pieces. So, yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for taking the time to be here.
It's my honor. Thank you so much again for having me, and I'm very honored and blessed to be here today.
And that is it from me, Lorna Grayling and M-powerTV. If you would like to go ahead and take a look at Inna's designs, have a look on the website. It will be on there. It'll also be in the show notes. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our episodes. And until next week, goodbye.